Welcome back to another episode of The Basement. I'm your host, Wyatt. The drug company Pfizer announced that they have a working vaccine for the coronavirus, and as soon as they announced this, the Trump family said that they are partly responsible for the creation of this vaccine, which is exactly like doing a group project with somebody, and then the person that didn't do any work on the project still gets credit for it. And the Chancellor of Germany, Angela Merkel, congratulated Joe Biden and Kamala Harris on their presidential election victory. And really, I just think Germany's happy that this time they weren't responsible for the fascist leader ruining the world. And PlayStation and Xbox released their two new consoles earlier this week, letting gamers decide between a reversed Oreo or a brick. And there was a rumor spreading around earlier this week that the leader of Russia, Putin, would be stepping down due to Parkinson's. Of course, Russia immediately denied this, leaving people to wonder how this rumor even got out. But I think Putin let it out. He was probably just jealous of the American election getting so much attention without Russian involvement this year. Our movie review for this week is From Russia with Love, a James Bond movie starring Sean Connery. Now, this was the first James Bond movie I've ever seen, but from what I could tell, everyone looks like they either really have to poop, is pooping, or just finished pooping. They're all grimacing like the entire time. In this movie, James Bond brings a fully loaded arsenal on a plane, flies to Istanbul, and then meets up with some guy who has like a million sons. Every single scene, the guy's like, "Oh, don't worry, my son, he'll bring us coffee. The guy that's gonna greet you over there, that's my son. Oh, do you see that guy right there? That's also my son." And in this movie, James Bond hits on every single woman on screen the entire movie. Russia's plan to take down James Bond relies on James Bond's inability to keep it in his pants. It's ridiculous. But when it comes down to it, James Bond is just a simple man with very high-tech advanced gadgets, which is the only reason he's any good at his job. The entire movie, he doesn't do anything like special. All he does is just kind of walk around and say things. There's nothing really spectacular about James Bond. But my favorite part about this movie is that all the Russians speak English. I don't know why. This episode of The Basement was brought to you by an undeveloped product. Are you too scared to tell your hairdresser that they gave you a bad haircut because they're holding scissors in their hand that could just stab you? And what's the point of even telling them that they gave you a bad haircut? I mean, the hair is already on the floor. It's not like if you say anything, it'll grow back in an instant. So you think, okay, I'll go home and I'll shower. It'll probably look better after that. But then it doesn't, and it looks worse after that, and then you have to go outside the next day and you feel like every single person is staring at you because you have a terrible haircut. And you think, Jesus, maybe if I just knew like a bit more about hair, I could explain what I wanted to the hairdresser better. But you don't know anything about hair and it's already ruined and your life's over forever? Then you should try this undeveloped product. Thanks for watching another episode of The Basement. I'm your host, Wyatt, and don't forget to let me know what movie you want me to review next down in the comments. I'll see you next time.